Hi drummers, Garey Williams back again. It's such a beautiful area here. I thought I would just shoot another video. I love being outside. It's one of my favorite places to be. We all spend a lot of time indoors with technology, but really get outside. It's a healing, especially if you walk barefoot on the earth. There's a whole thing about that. Some of you barefoot drummers are probably very hip to that. In this video, I want to talk about playing from your head versus playing from your heart. What do I mean by that? Well, I'll just share a personal story. I was in a situation once. I was studying with this great jazz drummer named Jeff Hamilton, and I got to a gig and I said to myself, now what would Jeff do if he were here? And at that moment I realized, oh man, Gare, where are you? Who are you? I had realized that the way I wanted to play the drums was so recessed from trying to play the drums the way he thought a drummer should play the drums. Now maybe this is why some of you don't take lessons, is that you're afraid that you'll have a teacher that will be really strongly opinionated and try to get you to play the drums in a way that you're not interested. That can happen. There are certain instructors out there that have very strong personalities and are highly opinionated about how things should be. And so they're probably going to give you that kind of a vibe. And so you might end up finding that you're confused because intuitively, or from your heart rather, you want to do something one way, but then it conflicts with the mental information you were given by your teacher to do it a different way. So at that moment, it was a real big wake-up call for me because I really admired these great drummers, and I went to go see mini clinics and studied tons of DVDs and took lessons from some very great masters. So I respectfully wanted to incorporate some of their really great knowledge into my playing. But at some point, you have to just really sift it and let it settle with what feels right to you. It's like you don't believe everything you hear, or you don't believe everything you read, and nor should you. I think skepticism is healthy to a point. You definitely want to be teachable, so you want to have an open mind enough to be able to receive information, but at the same time, you need to understand how to balance that with what's really right for you and where you're headed. So I went through these shifts in my drumming career where I would get really excited and study with somebody and learn a lot and absorb as much as possible. And then I would go to a point where I'd sort of need to take a little break, kind of like summer vacation between years of school. And sometimes this break would go on for a while and sometimes permanently. I know when I studied with Michael DeRozier, just sort of learned all these things, recorded all our lessons, transcribed things, and got to a point where I felt like I really sort of understood the information that he was giving to me, and so I kind of was ready to graduate, if you will. And I've helped many of my students do that. I've had some really talented students that often make the All-Northwest or All-State Jazz Choir, Jazz Band, and recently I had a student who became Jazz Band Drummer of America. I mean, he was like the top guy in the nation. So it's really fun to help these drummers build, and I'm glad to see them moving on, going off to Eastman School of Music or North Texas State or Berkeley College or some of these big schools or LA Music Academy, because that's what they should do. They should move on, they should move out of the nest, they should grow, they should find themselves in the world of music and drumming. But that is something that we have to keep in check and balance, is that we definitely want to be really true to our intuitive feeling, you know, and your gut is your internal guidance system. So when you use your emotions to assist you in making a decision, that's very, very helpful. Some people say, don't let your emotions ruin your life, and I've even said that, and it's true to a point, but you want to use them effectively. So if they're negative feeling, then that means you're probably doing something that's not really right, and if they feel positive, then you're moving in the right direction. So you can use that gut feeling, as we call it, or your internal guidance system, which is really your emotions. So playing from your heart is playing from your emotions. Playing from your head is trying to do it the way somebody says you should. And that's not the way it is. We're all different. We all play the drums different. We all hold the stick slightly different, as it should be, just because we all have a different sounding voice, a different look, a different thumbprint, and a different personality. And it's nice when that can be honored in the drumming world. So wanted to reach out to you and give you some of that playing from the heart versus playing from the head concept. So if you want more information on this kind of stuff, private message me, because I got lots of information on the internal drummer and how to balance that with the external drummer and get you on your path to where you want to go with your drumming. So all right, until then, keep practicing, have a great day, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.